Hi, my name is Tina, and I want to thank you for your introduction. Language learning is like a piece of cake. You learn a language a bit of a time. You showed an entire cake divided up into pieces, and that's how language is learned. It's divided up into pieces. Some are smaller, some are larger, but dividing it into small, manageable sections so that you can easily present it, accept it, and digest it are important. Each person works at his or her own pace with the language, just that each person chooses his or her own amount of cake she can digest at one time. And it has to be taught well, and your demonstration with the cake exemplifies this. When you present a lesson sloppily, haphazardly, it's less likely that the student will take in what you're trying to tell them or trying to have them engage in a discussion. It's important to show respect by presenting it with the proper amount of study and presentation technique, just as you did with the cake, with the fork and the napkin and the plate, and presenting it nicely to somebody. If you don't bring this into the learning space, the learner can easily feel disrespected and be turned off by it. I love language. I'm a middle school and elementary school librarian for boys, and I present a variety of teaching styles and techniques to teach the importance of information and gaining it. But one of our lessons is deals with literature and translated literature. Every year, American Library Association gives out an award, the Batchelder Award, for the best children's book translated from a foreign language into English. And we take a look at these and we talk about the translations. Even though we're all English language speakers for the most part, it's important to understand the technique of the translator and the intent of the author. So we begin with looking at some idioms. And there's a wonderful children's book that's out by Will Moses, called Raining Cats and Dogs, and it introduces a picture book format that introduces students to idioms such as cold feet, cup of tea, ship shape. So we discuss about how idioms, how we just know what idioms are without really processing what they mean literally. And at that point, I have a native French speaker come in, one of our teachers who's from Paris, and he talks about growing up, and he presents the French idioms literally to them and what that might mean and how that translates to culture. And so it's really important that my students gain a sense of other cultures' perspectives. We read books together and we discuss different books. Some of them are The Secret Letters from 0 to 10. Another favorite one is Nicholas. There's a series by Goscinny published in the 40s that has been translated into English. That's hysterical. And I'm hoping that through this course it will give me a better understanding, being a native speaker of English, a better understanding of my own language and how to teach my own language better, but also how to understand another student's perspective when they're coming to ours, what we assume someone would know from the cultural perspective of it, and how literally it may be difficult for someone to make sense of that. So I want to thank you again, and I enjoyed your introduction.